doing? How we doing? We got IG in the building. Who we got in the building over there? Who we got in the building out there? Linson is in the building. What's happening? What's happening? Got your message. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed that email, that little tidbit there. I always like the feedback, How are you? How are you? How are you doing, IG? Hope everyone is doing okay. You can join us over on YouTube if you like. We are over here. Teresa, hello. Derek, hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope your week is off to a great start. What's going on? The email was good. It was good. I'm glad. What did I talk about? I forgot. What did I say? What were we talking about? So I can share. What was the topic, Linson? Lady Low is in the building. How do I look crooked? Is it the camera or me? Do I look crooked? Yeah. Crooked letter S. What's up, Lady Low? What's happening? Networking. Okay, got it. Yeah. I was talking about because I did a video on the borrowed networking. Y'all remember that from last year? We did that together last year. That was a good one. Listen, ask me anything. We do this for my new people over on IG because everybody, we got OGs over here on YouTube. They know the drill already. But you over here on IG, we do topic-based training every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Facebook, YouTube, IG, and once a month we do Ask Me Anything. If you're any of your burning career questions, it could be about interviewing, it could be about compensation, it could be about resume, it could be about attracting employers, it could be about anything that you are maybe having a challenge with or you have questions about. I'm happy to answer that. We typically have good dialogue and everyone, contributes. It's not a, Kelly thing. It's a community thing. So whatever you have to contribute, we are here for it. We're here to inspire, empower. The goal for us getting together is just to support each other. So any questions that you have, I'm happy to. I still feel like I'm crooked. I feel like I'm crooked, y'all. It could be. I ate, so I should have did that. Anyway, and we keep it really real over here, as you can tell. It really was an essential topic. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm super glad. How is everyone doing? Good week, bad week? How we feeling? Should we do the one word to see how everyone's feeling so we can do a check-in, post-check? Let's go ahead and let's type in one word. I'll share. Robin is here. She's in the building. I was thinking about you driving from Whole Foods, Robin. I was thinking about you, Robin, because I talked to somebody today. We're going to get into it, y'all. Here we go. Oh, Nicole, overwhelmed. Let's drop our word and we'll get into it. Let's drop our one word to describe how you're feeling. IG, you can do that as well. Drop one word to describe how you're feeling right now. Just one word to describe how you're feeling right now. My word is inspired. So we got Nicole says overwhelmed. Nicole, we're gonna have to talk about that. Derek says blessed. Robin says calm. I love that. IG, you joining us? Mine is inspired. Linson says focused. Okay, I love it, y'all. I love it. Nicole, do you want to share or is it personal? How can we help? How can we support? How can we help? Nicole said, and welcome. I don't know if you've been here before, but welcome. This is family. We're all family. We're all here to help, whatever the case may be. So we're going to kick it off. Derek has the question. First question, I said I was going to do this so I can use this as a clip. So let me do this right, y'all. Let me get professional. Our first question, can you expand a bit more on networking? Yes, I can. Tell me specifically what you would like for me to expound upon, Mr. Ball, and I will do so. Teresa, exhausted. Come on. No. Nicole says, thanks. No, I haven't been here. Caregiver and feeling overwhelmed. Oh, well, first of all, welcome. And don't be So don't be overwhelmed. I know that feeling of a caregiver. And I do know that feeling. And you know what the thing is, Nicole, a lot of us, especially if you're pretty much the people that are here in our community, we're about 40 plus. And this is a time, you all, when we're taking care of our parents or our loved ones because they're getting older. And I'm not sure if that's your case, Nicole, and you don't have to share. I'm not asking you. But I do know that taking care of someone, it can be a lot. It can be a lot. And so I'm not sure if you have support or anyone you can lean on, but you can definitely lean on us. We're here for her, right, y'all? We are here for her. We're here for, and if anyone is experiencing the same, y'all let her know. We are here for her, and anything that we can do to help. Any questions you have, even if it's not related to career, somebody in the group may know. Even if it's not career related, maybe you have questions about something, we can definitely help. But we're here to support you, and we got you. Okay, Derek, did you say what exactly? I know you said expand a bit on network. I don't know if it was something specific or you just want me to talk about. I can definitely do that as well. But Teresa says exhausted. Lady Low, awesome. Welcome, Nicole. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Timothy, what's happening, Timothy? Inspired. This is Eluzon, husband's phone. I am listening grant writing class on my phone, so I can't get the recording. Okay, I think you're saying you're on the phone and your word is inspired. Okay, I got you, Timothy. Okay, Derek says, at which point do we need to extend? After the first and second connections, should we be comfortable requesting from strangers? So I believe you're asking if it's not your first connection, and we're talking about specifically on LinkedIn, should you feel comfortable reaching out to after the first and second connection, should we be comfortable requesting from strangers? So if they're not your first connection, let me know if I got this right. They're not your first connection. So for those of you on LinkedIn, your first connection is someone you connected to. That's your first connection. And then their network is your second, and then it expands out to your third. And I think Derek is specifically talking about, I sent an email out to the folks on my email list about networking and how to get the most and how to leverage your network. And one, it's a great question. When you talk about at which point, it all depends on what your goal is and what you're trying to accomplish, right? And what you want to accomplish. Because I believe that your network should be a strategic network. You know, we're in an age where everyone wants to have friends and likes and hearts and things like that. But if they're not helping you, because you can't take those likes and those friends and those things to Target and Walmart, right? So you want to, first of all, I believe that you should be strategically connected and network with people strategically. So to your question, you should extend, if you see someone that is connected to me, because you and I will be first, and then that person connected to me would be your second, and then that person connected to them would be the third, right? You could say, hey, Kelly, I see Robin is your network, and Robin knows Don, who's the VP over at Stride Right or whatever, and I really want, there's an opportunity there. I would reach out. I would reach out and just break it down exactly what you're after. I would send a message. And the one thing about on LinkedIn, when you're sending an email message, you don't want to write a book about why you want to do it and what you got going on. Just say, hey, would you mind making an introduction? And the one thing that I used to do that was helpful is I would tell them what to say. I would give them 2 or 3 sentences that they could tweak, because people are busy, they're going about their days, they're doing this, and then they look at a message. But if they're most of the time that they have to stop to think about, okay, where do I know her from, or how should I introduce? If you give them a few sentences to say, they'll edit that and then they'll do the introduction. I don't know if that's what you want to correct. They really don't know you well, okay, enough to vouch for you or take a chance to introduce you to. Yeah, I'd reach out. Here's the thing, people don't do that often. And so it's kind of fun. That's one, right? To introduce someone. And if you don't know them, one, you want to make sure that LinkedIn profile is solid so they can say, you know what, let me check this guy out, right? Before the fun, let me stop. Let me get serious. You want to make sure your LinkedIn profile is updated and is buttoned up and polished so that when they do and look and say, I know I'm connected to Derek. Let me check out. Let me see who this is again. Oh, okay. He's done this and he looks, like a stand-up guy. Sure, Derek, I'd be happy to make an introduction for you. So you want to think about yourself. Would you refer me to Timothy, right? And you're not sure if Timothy reached out to you or let me say it the other way. If you reached out to Timothy and he wasn't aware who you are, but I am, Timothy might say, hey, Kelly, I'm not sure. Do you know this guy? He looks decent. He looks, like a professional. I don't mind, but I just want to make sure before I use my chips to introduce someone. So one, make sure that all of your information is polished, you're buttoned up, you're solid. You look like someone that a person would want to refer. That's one. Two, give them a brief sentence as to, why you're looking for the introduction. And most of the time, I'm going to say 8 times out of 10, they will do that. So yes, long answer to your question, but yes, it's okay to do that and to go outside your first and second connection. Okay. Hey, Anita, what's happening? Oh, Elizabeth. Hey, Elizabeth. She said, I'm in the house. Hey, okay. I got you. Yeah, so we talked about it. And if you all haven't seen, I posted it on the YouTube channel. Let me see. Instagram, I'm sorry. Y'all don't see any questions, but on my YouTube, I posted. That was a really good session that we had. We had a great session and we broke down the 3 types of networks. And y'all helped me. And one was the borrowed network. The other one was, what was it, y'all? I started with an S. I can't think of what it was. It's been a long day. But there was 3 types of network and how to leverage your network when you were either looking for an opportunity, whether you're working or not. And a lot of times, you all, the best time is when you're working and leveraging the people, not only that you're connected to, but even inside of your organization. You have peers that you work with every day. You have people in other departments and other business units that you collaborate with as well, that you can schedule an introduction call. I just want to introduce myself and make it 15 minutes. Most of the time it's going to go over 15 minutes, but a lot of times when people see it's only 15 minutes, they'll accept, right? Even if you want to get to know them, you want to start building your allies, you want to start building up people that that you can place in your network. And you end that meeting by saying, I want to connect with you on LinkedIn. And if there's someone that I should know in your network, I would love an introduction, right? But all of this is on you. All of this is on us to connect with people and network with people. Hey, Jay, Janelle. What's up, fam? Second question, is there still any weight given to letters of reference, or is that outdated? I'm going to say this again because I'm going to use this as content. Is there any way? So a question comes in and it says, y'all just go with me. So the question is there any weight given to letters of reference, or is that outdated? I would say a couple things. So it depends upon, again, I guess the position. So let me give you an example. So I have private clients that I work with that y'all remember I talked about being on the board. And so I have a few clients that we prep to get ready to be on a board, be on boards. Now for those positions, that is that's expected for you to have letters of reference, right? I've seen it for senior level, executive level positions. I remember one hiring manager that I was working with, actually he was a CTO, and he said, you know what, I know someone that works over at Capital. Let me call them and ask them about Derek. It's a candidate I presented, and they said, you know what, he works at Capital now. Let me reach out I know someone over at Capital. Let me see if they know him. Because if this guy has been in the industry like he spells out on his profile and on his resume, they should know this guy. So one, it's good. I've seen it for executive level positions. I've seen it for directorship board, being on the board. I would say it doesn't hurt it doesn't hurt to, as part of your package, if you want to send that in. And again, for, I would say director and above, that's what I've seen it for as well. Let me know if that helped, Derek. I can definitely expound more if you need more. Linton, can the job peers be trusted? That's a great question, Linton. I know where you're going with that. I know. You would know better, right? You would know better who to trust. You remember the story, right? I shared on the email about the guy that I worked with that I didn't like. It ended up that he's the person that kind of shaped the way I think about corporate now. And a lot of the what I want to say, the moves or the strategicness of the game I got from him. So even if you don't trust them, you know to filter a person's response. I'll say it that way. So if it's a peer and you want to ask them to recommend you to so-and-so, right? You have nothing to lose. You didn't have the recommendation to start out with. So if they don't do it, then you didn't lose anything. So you have a 50-50 chance. You have a 50-50 chance. T. Blackwell, hello. Hi. Any recommendations on how? Let me know, Linton, if that helped. But I know you can't trust people. I get it. I know people are haters and they don't want to give you information. I get it. I know where you're coming from. I know. But I am of the mind that, listen, I closed mouths don't get fed. I'm going to ask anyway. If they're going to hate on me, they're going to hate on me. They might just surprise me and say, yeah, I'll introduce you. They might admire you, and you never know, because we think, we don't trust them. We don't know. T. Blackwell, hi. Any recommendations on how to pivot in a career? I do not have direct experience, but believe I have a good background and transferable skills and can learn using appropriate language in my resume. So it sounds like it's two questions in there, right? So any recommendations on how to pivot in a career? I'll answer that first. So my first recommendation is to know, I just did a training on this, to know where you want to pivot to. Right? Where do you want to pivot to? So let's say I have somebody now who's currently, I think she said she's in accounting and she wants to pivot. And this is what made me think of you, Robin, what I was talking about earlier. She wants to be a flight attendant, right? So the two are not related at all, but the transferable skills are there. I'm sure there's skills that you do. You meet with clients in accounting, you talk to people, you have client facing, you're dealing with data depending upon where you're doing what you do in accounting, right? So you want to first figure out where you want to pivot to. Second, you want to look at your skills and look at a job description and think about looking at the job description. I have my clients always get 3. Go pick out the 3 where you want to pivot to based off the industry and specific work that you want to do. Get 3 of those job descriptions. Look at the bullets, right? Typically the first 5 bullets of that job description, it'll tell you, and you look at your skills and look at that job description. Look at your skills, look at that job description. Oh yeah, I can do all of this. I can do all of this. What you're going to see is, because you did 3, because you looked at 3, you're going to see on the other job description, oh, I can do 2 out of the 5 on this one. Oh, I can only do 1 of the bullet points on here. You see the other bullets. This is where there's a gap. And now you know exactly what you need to work on. Maybe you need to reskill. Maybe you need to upskill. Right. So first, know where you want to pivot to. Second, you always want to make sure there's a demand for that. Just because we want to go over there doesn't mean it's going to be there when we're ready to go. Right. So let's say I wanted to pivot from being in recruiting and staffing to, I don't know, space. I have no skills. No skills in that industry, or no experience, I should say, in that industry. So I need to see what skills are transferable in that industry that I want to go to. So I would get 3 job descriptions. I would look and see. If I look and say, I can't do any of that, I ain't never heard of any of that, I know I need to go and get certified. I need to go get education. I need to go take a course. I need to go and get upskilled. I need to get myself together before I even go that way. Maybe that's a little too ambitious. Maybe that's too aggressive right now. Maybe I need to make a pivot this way. So you want it to make sense, right? You want it to make sense first. So first I would get a goal. The second thing after getting a goal and then seeing if there's a demand for what you want. You don't want to do all this work and say, just because you want to go, I want to go do this, I want to go do this. And there's no demand for it. You want to make sure it's going to make sense and it's going to be there before you pivot into that industry or that role. I think the second part of your question, let me go back. You don't have any direct experience, but believe I have a good background in transferable skills. And I love that. The very first thing she said, y'all, which is 90% of it, is that she believes, or he believes. I'm not sure, T. Blackwell, she or he. If you believe, that's all it takes. You know what you need to do. You can learn the skills. You can take that course. You can get that certification. You can do some e-learning courses on LinkedIn. You can get what you need, right? And then, to your point, the resume, you're on it. You're on top of it, because that's your introduction to whomever will be reviewing your to see if you're a fit for the role. You want to make sure that document is targeted towards that role, right? As a recruiter, we're just looking, we're scanning and making sure you have everything we need before we submit it to the hiring manager. This is a marketing document. This is your first impression. Just like when you're getting ready to ask somebody out on a date, you ask them for their number, or before you give them your number, you're going to look at them and see if they made a good first impression. Okay, yeah, I'll give you my number. Or, hey, can I have your number? Right? Or you're going to pass some people by because the first impression wasn't there. You're not interested. You're good people, just not interested, right? The same thing for your resume. Make sure that it is a first impression, that somebody wants to pick up the phone and call T. Blackwell. Your resume is solid. It is perfect. Exactly what we need. You have everything on there that would make a recruiter or a hiring manager give you a call. So let me know if that's helpful. So that means I'm seeing your second point, no interviews yet. That's your document. You're on it. You know exactly what it is. That's your document. It's your resume. That's the disconnect. If you're not getting a call, it's your resume. The resume gets you the call. Then the call gets you the interview. Then the interview gets you the job offer. So I would look at that resume and look and see what's on there. It should, speak to your achievements, highlights. It should have quantifiable data points on there. Where you've been able to add value, how you've been able to add value to a company or organization. I'm happy to look at that for you if that's something you want to do. I'll drop my link. Y'all remind me, and I'll drop my link and we can talk about that. Clifford, what's up, Clifford? How would you address an interview if you're in a new position, but you're not looking for it to be long-term, i.e. the position is a stopgap until you find a better position? What do you mean? How would you address it? You're in a new position, but you're not looking for it to be long-term. The position is a stopgap until so should you tell them that you're not going to be there long-term? I wouldn't tell them that I'm not going to be there long-term, because you probably won't get the job. Right? And then that's something that if it's just, you're just filling a gap until you get what you want, then all of us have something like that on our resume. I mean, that we've had in our career experience doesn't necessarily means it makes our resume though, right? Because one, it was a short period of time. Two, it may not have anything to do with what we want to do, right? So one, you don't have to say anything to anyone. Let me know if that's what you meant. Hey, Paula, the Tom experience was great and helpful. Oh, I'm glad y'all liked it. And you know what I thought, y'all, when I sent it? I'm like, this is so long. I'm like, this email is so long. They are going to get me. I know. I thought, because sometimes I get feedback and it's not good. So, and I can't understand because it's a big old unsubscribe button right below. I make sure. But I appreciate that. I'm glad y'all liked it. I enjoy writing. Y'all can tell. Talking as well. Paula Williams says, Hey, Paula, leave space for something positive to happen. I love that. Derek, so yes, that helped. It helped. Oh, I'm glad, Derek. I have a few, but didn't know if I should invest any more time and energy to getting more. I don't want to bother corporate if it's not benefit. That's great. That's great. That's great. You're on it. You're on it. You're on it. Jay says a person was given tasks and projects equal to a director, but never received the title or pay at their last job. Do you have advice for how that person seeks higher roles? So they're given tasks, but they were never given the title or the pay in their last job. So what they got out of it, and this is a perspective that they have to take, because I know it can be frustrating doing the work and not receiving the pay and or the title. So now what I would do is change my perspective and think about everything that I've been able to obtain in the role, the things that I didn't have before in terms of skill sets. If that person led people, they were in a people leader position, and again, they didn't have the title, but they had the scope of work. These are all things that you now can add to your marketing documents, which is your LinkedIn profile and your resume. You take it now and you add that to your documents. And how you seek out roles is now adding what you were doing to that role. And a lot of times, even if you don't have the title, you can speak when you get the interview, you can speak to what you've done from an individual contributor perspective. A lot of times, and I see an individual contributor can be on the same salary band or on the same level as a manager and or director, but maybe they didn't have any direct reports. And to your point, maybe they didn't have the title. So if I was in an interview and I was going for a director level role, but I didn't have the title, they wouldn't know about the pay going into an interview. I would definitely speak about the value that I've been able to add. And on the title, I would talk about how, if you have, let me make sure I'm clear. If you have projects or stories or experiences in that role that align to what this new company is looking for, you should be able to speak to that. And this is what's going to tell your interviewer that, yeah, they didn't have the role, but they speak to what they've done, and this is exactly what we need. So I wouldn't discount what you've done or the person has done. Leverage that knowledge, leverage that experience and everything that you've done, and use that and speak to it to the new role. Now, when you're applying, I know it may seem as if, let's say it was a manager title, right? Again, they don't know about the money unless you tell them. And maybe it was a manager title. And there's a way that you can put on there that, I'm trying to think of the word, remind me, or I'll send you an email. There's a way that you can share that it was a leadership role. And then what you put below, your experience and everything that you've done from functionality perspective, it'll speak to that recruiter or that hiring manager. They will see that, okay, this person's doing the work. And recruiters know, and hiring managers know as well, that levels and titles change by each company, by each employer. So at a bank, a VP and what they do is not the same as a VP at Google. Totally not the same. The compensation is not the same. The scope of work is not the same. So I would make sure to, again, those documents are super important. That's where you have the most leverage to get what you want. And telling the story and just packing those documents with value and making sure you have the right keywords so that when a recruiter goes in and looks for a director of operations, and maybe your title was manager of operations and you may not come up, but what will come up is those skills that you have peppered throughout your document. Because of your experience, you're going to come up and they're going to read and say, well, this person, this will be great for them, right? This would be a promotion for them. They've done everything that we need. They may not have a title, but let me give them a call. Let me know if that helps, Jay. IG, no questions? All right. Okay. Ivana. Hi, Ivana. welcome. How long or how many pages should my resume be? I have over 25 years of experience in education, but 35 years of total work experience, including other transferable experience. That's a great question. So 2 pages is what I recommend. You have 25 years of experience in education, but 35 years of total work experience, including other transferable experience. One thing about our resumes, and I know this is something that we all think, right, that we should put everything that we've done in our career history on this paper. And for a lot of us, and for most of us here, it'll take us 5 pages, right? We're talking about 25 years, right? So what we want to do, just like I was sharing with Jay, is we want to extrapolate from all of our experience, just those things that would add value to the role that you're pursuing. Don't necessarily think about the company where you apply. What people a lot of times do is they change your resume for this company, they change your resume for this company, they change your resume for this company. You don't have to do that. What you want to do is know, just like I was telling someone earlier, have a goal in mind. I know that seems very basic and that's seem like that's surface level stuff, but if you have a goal, you won't go outside your parameters. You know you want to go for a director of operations role, period. So this is the value that I've been able to add to companies that I work for as a director of operations, right? And so what you want to do is think about the companies where you've done the work that you like doing, the scope of responsibilities that you've had, those get to go on the resume. Not everything we did in 1995 and 2000 and 2002, if it doesn't pertain to the role that we're pursuing. Hopefully I'm making sense, Ivana. So 1, it should be 2 pages. And there's a way to capture everything that you've done in your career and to get that on paper. And again, that's what's going to get us the call, right? So I would think about, first of all, what is it that I want to do? What role do I want to pursue? Got it. I know I want to be, you said you was in education. I'm not sure. So if you want to be a professor, I know that's what I want to do. I want to teach. I want to do this. Let me show how I'm able to, my leadership experience. I had that at this one and at this job, but this is when I was just getting started. So I'm not going to put this up here. And this has antiquated verbiage on here. So I'm not going to use that, right? We want to have relevant information where the person that's looking at the document can see that there's relevancy, right? And it speaks to what's in it for them. That's the only question we're answering when we're creating our documents. Oftentimes we think about what we want to put on. Oh, I want them to know I used to work here. I want them to know what I did for AT&T. I want them to know that I hired about 100 people when Hurricane Katrina happened. I want them to know I was at Bell South and we stayed for hours and hours. That's not happening now. That's not relevant to what I wanted, to the opportunity I want to pursue. It was great. It was a huge achievement that I accomplished, but that's for me to gloat about, right? Now, the other thing is when you get into an interview, these are things you can talk about all day. That 25 years of experience. Oh yeah, I used to work. Well, it used to be, before it was AT&T, it was Bell South. I used to work for the Yellow Pages and we had to hire all these salesmen. I can talk about that and they can get a laugh and they can say, oh, okay, she does have a lot of experience. But for it to make it, it doesn't make it to my resume. Let me know if that's helpful, Ivana. Hi, Zal. Is that Zal? I still feel like maybe my thing is too big. That's what it is. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm crooked. Zal Storm, what's up? How do I figure out where I might want to pivot to? There are so many new job titles that didn't exist 10 plus years ago. What process do I use to identify my transferable skills? That's an excellent question. 1, what do you like doing? So whatever you have experience in, what do you like doing? So myself as an example, when I started, I was an HR generalist, which means a generalist does everything, right? You know how you go to your doctor, there's a PCP, which is a primary care physician. They do a little bit of everything. But when something's wrong with your back, they send you where? To a specific person, a chiropractor, right? So you may have skills where you know how to do a little bit of everything. So when I was an HR generalist, I did employee relations, I did compensation, I did benefits, I did staffing, and I figured out I like staffing. I got the skill. I can do your payroll. I can get you paid. I can do open enrollment. I can get you some benefits. But I like staffing. So I'm going to direct what I want to do and the skills and knowledge that I have in recruiting. So that's the first thing. I hope I'm saying it right, Zal. You have to figure out where you want to pivot, right? So I would take everything that I do, I would take what I've been doing, whatever that is. And if you want to share, tell me what you've been doing. We could break it down a little bit more. And you're correct. There are a lot of job titles out there, but that's great. That gives us options. That gives us options, right? For us to narrow down. So the first place I would start, and I think I was sharing this with Jay, is I would get 3 job descriptions based on what I do and what industry that I'm in. I would get those 3 job descriptions. And what I have people that I work with do, let me give you an example. Let's say I'm a financial analyst and I go out there to a job board or LinkedIn and I type in financial analyst. What you're going to see is that you'll see a bunch of financial analyst role, but you'll also see something that's titled financial strategist analyst. You'll see something that's titled a financial business analyst. And what it's going to do is share, I didn't know these titles. I didn't know this is what this was called. I do this. And so from there, right? So I'm giving you steps here. From there, you're going to pick what you want to do. Now, if you're talking about going in a totally different direction, like a true pivot, then I would take the skills that I have, right? And I would see how those skills align to what it is I want to do. But the first thing you have to figure out is what it is that you want to do. So I would say start there. And then once you get that, it's easy from there. The next thing is to look at those 3, look at the job description, look at the bullet points. The first 5 are typically the most required for any job. The first 5 bullets on the job description where it says requirements or overview or whatever it says, and see if that's something you want to do. And then if you say, oh, I can do that, I can do that. I can't do that, but I can do that and I can do that. You say, okay, I can learn that. Okay, I think this is what I want to do. And so from there, then you build. And let me share this because this is a question. I love the fact that this is a question. I just did this today, y'all. I just did a training and it should be up tomorrow, attractopportunities.com. Exactly what I'm saying, you'll see. I walked through. I changed it. So check that out. And I'll drop a link if you remind me. But this is how you pivot. You think about what it is you want to do. If you don't know what you want to do, that's something we can definitely discuss. If you want to do a deeper dive, let me drop this because I'll keep saying it and I'll forget. I'm going to drop my link so we can chat. But that is the first thing I would do is figure out what it is where I want to pivot to, which way I want it to go. Right. And then once I did that, I would get 3 job descriptions because to your point, there's so many out there. It's overwhelming. But I would first look at what I know. And from there, I would look and see what's out there. Here is my link. If you want to book a call, we can definitely talk. I shared that with somebody else asked that as well. There are so many new job titles that didn't exist 10 plus years ago. That's so true. What process do I use to identify my transferable skills? So a lot of your transferable skills will come out once you decide what you want to do. Oh, I can do that. Oh, I can do that. Oh, I can do, because we're all multifaceted. We can do a lot of different things. And I don't want you to get overwhelmed thinking about everything you can do and then trying to think about where can I take what I have. First, figure out where you want to go. And then you figure out what you want, just like going on a trip. Okay, I want to go to Florida. I know it's hot, so I'm just going to pack summer clothes. Okay, I want to go to Iceland. I know it's cold, so I'm going to pack my fur coat and my boots and my sweatshirts. First, we got to figure out where we want to go. Then we can figure out our skills. Okay, let me know if that's helpful. Happy to talk through that if you want to. You're welcome, T. Blackwell. Ivana, how long or how many pages? Oh, we talked about that, right? Timothy. I mean, that's I'm calling you Timothy. How do you learn how to play the game if you're a real person? I have trouble being fake and phony. Now you know this is my stuff. I like talking about the game. I like talking about the game. You know, I wish I knew there it was a game back then. I wish I knew then because I'm good at stuff like that. I'm good at stuff like that. And you sound like my daughter. She's like, when she's in corporate, she's like, I don't like being phony and fake. And I don't either. I don't either. But I do like playing a game. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's definitely something you can learn, and you can decide what parts of the game you want to play. You know, there's red tape, there's bureaucracy, you know that there's politics inside of corporate, right? Depending upon, again, your goal. And then you put parameters around things that um, you will and won't do, right? I used to wonder about this one GVP that I worked under. I just wondered how she got ahead. One, because she had no experience in talent acquisition. And I just could not figure out, I had little things you just by looking at her, if you know what I'm saying, that would be a no brainer. But then there was just, how in the world how can this person be in this role? And then I started to watch because I'm very inquisitive. As a recruiter, we ask questions, right? And I started seeing little things that were happening. I'm like, oh, when they would come to, from another location to our location, this person would always be with the CEO. When they arrived, this person would be in the lobby and it was a big deal. When there was a town hall meeting, for some reason, this person would be in the corner standing behind. I'm like, why are they up there? But it started to dawn on me after the fact. Oh, this is part of the game. This is how they got there. Right? And so I get it. I don't think anyone likes being phony, but some people use that as leverage to get ahead. And so you have to decide what part, if any, you want to play, and then decide your boundaries, decide your parameters. Like, you know what? If I have to do this, then I'm not. Actually, that was one of the reasons why I left one of the companies that I was at. I'm like, if I have to do this, it's not for me. I'm going to leave. And it's something they wanted me to do, and I'm like, I'm not down for that. I'm not doing it. Nothing illegal, but I just didn't believe in certain things. Paula said you could identify taking the role as a stretch goal. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's it. Linton said willingness and desire are important. IG, any questions or y'all just listen? I don't think IG's there. I'm going to shut IG off. Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay. Clifford, to be clear, if you're currently in a position that you would consider a stopgap but interviewing for a better. Oh, you're talking about what you were saying earlier. Okay, to be clear, if you're currently in a position that you would consider a stopgap but interviewing for a better position. So let me see what your question was earlier. Make sure. How would you address in an interview? Oh, gotcha. I got you. So you're interviewing for another role and you're in a role. How do you explain that to the where you're interviewing? Do I have it right? Right. I would be very forthright and say, I'm looking for my next challenge. This position here, if you're acquiring any skills, one, if it's a position to hold you over financially or personal reasons until you found something, right? I would be forthright about it. Maybe there's skills there that you can acquire. I would talk through that. I would share that. In this role, here I am able to pick up XYZ skills, right? This is something I wanted to obtain before pursuing my dream role, which you all have, right? That's something that I would share. I don't think that you need to be afraid of sharing that, because everybody's done that. Even the people that you'll be talking to and interviewing with, everyone's done that. And what it shows is that you're not sitting around, you're not waiting on something to happen. You're still taking care of your family, taking care of yourself, right? You're still out there staying on top of your skills and staying abreast of what's happening in the industry. So it's a perspective. So I would use it to your advantage and share. I didn't want to be at home and be stagnant. I didn't want to just sit around and wait on something to happen. So I took this opportunity, and now I'm looking for something a bit more challenging. I want something where I can leverage the skills that I have and the knowledge. I'm learning a lot where I'm at, but I want to now move into this position. I don't think that I would say that it's a stopgap, that I was just trying to fill a void or fill a hole. I would say, you know what, it's a great opportunity that I received at this current role. I'm learning a lot. I'm looking for something a bit more challenging where I can grow, where I have an opportunity to leverage the skills that I've acquired throughout my career. And I know this is what this opportunity would bring, and talk about how you can add value to that company. That way you're driving that conversation, you're moving away from why you're there. So I wouldn't feel the need to tell them why you're there, right? Personal reasons why I'm there. I would use it in a very positive light. Everybody has done that. Hold on, y'all. Let me disconnect this. Okay. Let me know if I got that. If I understand, Clifford. Derek says, I have the opposite problem from Clifton. It's difficult for me to get positions now. When they see I'm building a startup, they're concerned about if I'll stay. Well, you had, I thought you had a couple of opportunities, right, Derek? A few weeks ago. And how do they know, you all? They only know what we tell them. And this is for Clifford as well. Employers only know what you tell them. If there's a big gap in your resume, right? And if you feel like you have to fill the gap so that it doesn't look bad and employers won't say, you can you can speak to that. Let me tell you something. If you have a skill set that's in demand and there's a gap, all you have to do is be prepared to respond to that question, because you know it's going to come up. And the best thing to do is to get ahead of it, and you talk about it. You initiate that conversation first. But whatever you put on your document, that's up for discussion. And whatever you don't is not. Right? And yes, that's a fair question, Derek. If they see that you're running a startup and it shows on there currently D-Balls Consulting, and you work at UPS currently, and now you're applying at FedEx, that's a fair question for any business. Well, I see that you have your own business here and you're working for FedEx. So, talk to me a little bit about D-Ball Consulting. Is that something that you're pursuing, or, talk to me about that. So I would not have that on there. Then, people with side hustles, if that's something you could do on the side, you don't have to share that with them. We're over what we provide to employers and decision makers, and even what we put online. I talk to people that say, I don't want to be online. I don't want to have, because I share with clients that you have to have a digital presence. You want to be findable. This is in the training I did today. You'll see that. And the only way that an employer can find you is if you're findable, if you're out there, if you have a presence. But you decide what you put out there, right? Just like being on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or wherever you're at, you decide what people see about you. Jay said that was great. Okay, I have the experiences listed in my resume. I was concerned about my title not aligning with the roles I am pursuing. I'm just trying to figure out why I'm not getting the calls. It has to do with that resume. I'm not sure, because I know you've been at it for a minute, Jay. And not only the resume, but the roles that you're applying to. There's something disconnected, because I would say for you, because I know you've been out there for a while, there is a disconnect there. There's a disconnect. Something's not connecting. Listen says, who invented this target resume concept? I'm not sure anyone invented it. It's just a label for really being laser focused on the role you want to pursue. If you have on your resume, think about this. If you have on your resume, because I've seen it several thousand times, I have a role. Let's say I have a role for I'll say a quality assurance analyst, and I have two resumes. I have Zal's resume that shares that they've worked in as a test engineer. They worked in testing. They've done some penetration testing. They've done some quality assurance. They've been a quality analyst. They've been an inspector, and they've been an auditor. That's what Zal's resume say, right? Then I have Ivana's resume. She's worked in customer service. She was a test engineer. She's worked as a bank teller, and she's worked at a Walmart distribution center. She worked as a QA analyst, and then she worked as an auditor. Whose resume? Who am I going to call? Whose resume is more targeted to this open position that I have for a QA analyst? Whose resume? Zal's or Ivana's? Which one, y'all? So I don't think that it's someone came up with it. I use the term to describe what we're after. We're going to go for Zal's resume, right? Because it is targeted to the role that I have open. Ivana, although she has some experience, she was a tester, she did some QA work, she did some auditing, but in between there, she's done some customer service, she's done some banking, she's done some distribution center. This is definitely target. So does Ivana know what she wants to be when she grows up? Does she want to be in customer service? Does she want to work in a warehouse? Does she really want to work in QA? I know for a fact that Zal is all about that QA life. I know they're all about that testing and quality assurance. So having a targeted resume is the difference between you and the other person, to be quite honest. Because a recruiter gets thousands of resumes. They're not going to spend 2 seconds on Ivana's, right? Let me know, Linson, if that makes sense. And I don't think it's, it's like a, that's it's not a thing. Some people say laser focused resume. Some people say, it's just a label. You're welcome, Ivana. Zal said, my last job was personal lines assistant insurance. I don't want to be in insurance anymore, though. I'm going to rewatch this part of the video. Okay, great. So that's great. So I know you were in the insurance business. That's great. So you're in that industry. And I am pretty sure that you said you're getting your computer. It'd be great. I don't know if you have time. Oh, I didn't know it was 9 o'clock already, y'all. My gosh, it goes fast. But it'd be great to see what other titles come up. I have a feeling, Zal, there'll be other titles that come up. That actually sounds like a title that may be internal. I'm not in the insurance business, so I could totally be wrong. I could totally be wrong. But it would be interesting to see what other titles come up when you type that in. Elizabeth, I was trying to remember. I am good at what I do. I just don't know how to play the game at work like Tom. Any suggestions? It depends on what your goal is, Elizabeth. What is the goal at work? Is it to climb the ladder? Is it to stay there 5 more years? Is it to what's the goal? What's the goal? Kelly, I gotta stay. I gotta stay here. I don't dislike my employer. I just got my benefits and my 401k, my medical, and I don't want to move. Okay, if you know you're gonna be there and you don't like being fake and phony, then you just put some parameters around the things that you're willing to do and the things that you're not willing to do, right? And keep your job. So if you're talking about playing the game, then there's a goal that you have in mind. You're playing the game for a reason. But if you're going to work and just doing your job and going home, you're already familiar with the phoniness and the fakeness, and you already know because you've been playing already. But if you want to make a move, like get a promotion or make a lateral move or get more money, then that's playing the game. That's something that you're going to have to reconcile with and say, okay, I know I'm ready to make a move because there is no growth for me in this role. I don't want to leave my employer, but let me learn how to play this game so I can get to where I got to get to. And it just really depends. And again, we could talk through it, Elizabeth. If you want to have a chat, we could definitely talk through it. If you want to climb the ladder, if you want to make more money, if you want to just transition, take your skills from this employer and go somewhere else, right? But if you're talking about playing the game, it sounds like you want to stay where you are, but you want to know how to play. Okay, I'm glad. Clifford nailed it. Okay, thanks. I'm glad it was helpful. Yes, I have signed an acceptance letter. The company can be seen on my LinkedIn. Yay. Congrats. A. Lee C. A. Hawkins, welcome. You came from IG, didn't you? Because I think your picture, I remember your picture. Zal Storms, I feel like it is an internal title. Yep. When I was first given that title years ago, you couldn't even find it anywhere. I can still only find a handful. That's it. See, let me tell y'all something. You're not going to get this anywhere else. I'm telling you. So if it's an internal title, you're going to come back, Zal, next week and tell us the titles you found. So now what you do, because it is an internal title, put your skills in because you say you got your computer with you, right? Just put the skills in that you do in insurance. Like Dave, just think about the skills you do. I do this and I do this and did this and I do this and I do this. Put that in and see what roles come up. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh. I didn't know this. And then that starts to give us direction, y'all. And then all you have to do is start to create and design the career that you want, right? And all of us, all of us have so much experience and time in the game, right? We just have to learn how to leverage it. Elizabeth, we just have to learn how to leverage it. And let me share this as well. Because if you're on my email list, I said this in an email. I said that I was going to do a part 2. I think I'm just going to do a YouTube channel because I know everybody's not interested. But for those that are, you'll appreciate this. And I'm thinking about this for what Zal is saying. Our skills, you all, that we have, we can put them in various buckets, right? I don't know a better word to say. A vehicle, that's better. Your skills can be transported in different vehicles. You can be in a boat, you can be in a car, you can be in a plane. This is what I mean. Look at me. I'm your perfect example. Y'all, you are looking at a perfect example. Recruiter in corporate, right? We talked a few weeks ago about the consultant role and the FTE, full-time employee role. I did both. Now look at what I'm doing with my skills. I'm the perfect example. So you cannot say, oh, Kelly, I don't know if it can be done. You're looking at me. Y'all wouldn't trust me if I didn't have the experience. I have to be able to talk about it. I don't have any notes. I don't have any presentation, right? You have the same leverage. Your skills that you have. You're in a vehicle right now. Let's say you're in a boat right now. You can take those skills and put it in an SUV and say, you know what? As a recruiter, I did it in corporate. I took it out of corporate, out of that vehicle, and I hopped over and I got into a Lamborghini as a contractor, as a consultant, right? And then I took it from the Lamborghini. What's next? What's a better car? A Maybach? How do you say it? And I took it now and I put it in the Maybach. Now I'm I'm leveraging my skill. I ain't left recruiting. That's why I can say 3 decades. You can do, I don't care what your title is. Forget about it. It's the skills. That's what you've had this whole entire 25, 20, 10, 15, 7, 8, 9 years. It's the skills. You want to think about, okay, what vehicle can I put these skills in now? Right? Some of you are talking about pivoting. Those skills are mobile. You're going to take them with you. You're going to take the skills with you. They're mobile. The only thing you have to do is figure out what vehicle you want to put them in. You know what, Kelly? I think I want to do some consulting. I'm a little scared. I never did it. I know it's out there because it's different now, y'all. Back in the day, they didn't offer benefits. You had to get your own as a contractor or as a consultant. But now that we have all these different plans and you're out there with healthcare and all that, you can do it. It's actually cheaper. I'm gonna do a YouTube as well on for us that are thinking of retirement in 7, 8, 5 years, right? There's so many opportunities for us, but because we only know one vehicle, 401k, that's what we say, we can't leave. But in actuality, like Elizabeth was saying, they playing a game with us. They get money off of that. That's why you automatically are enrolled. It ain't to help you, although it is. Let me not say that. They get money off that. Where Lady Low at? They get money off of that. And if you look at some of the investments in there, they're not in the market. You can do that on your own and get a bigger return, especially if you're looking at 6, 7, 8, 9 years that you want to retire. I'm going to do a breakdown on that. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm going to show y'all some stuff that you could do on your own. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Bugatti. Look at Jay. Okay, Jay, Bugatti. We gonna all hop into Bugatti. Y'all crack me up. We gonna get in the Bugatti, y'all. Where did we go from, Jay? We was in not the Maybach. Jay was like, okay, no, Kelly, the Bugatti. So Bugatti is better than the Lamborghini? Listen, I don't know anything alike. I don't like the little bitty cars or the fast car. I don't like to go fast. But we're gonna get in the Bugatti. Just transporting. Stacy. Teresa says, love that. Now I need the steps to move my skills from that dingy to the Rolls Royce. I know that. I saw somebody on YouTube. Oh my, I just want to sit in one. I want to see the stars. I just want to sit in one. The guy was sitting in it. He had his legs. I'm like, is that much room in there? He had his legs crossed and he had a drink in his hand. I'm like, I just want to sit in there. And y'all know the stars up there. And he said that there's carpet, and he showed his feet in the carpet and just sank in the carpet. I just want to sit in one. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do, y'all. I'm gonna come pick all y'all up in our Rolls Royce. Jay gonna have a Bugatti. I'm gonna come in a Rolls Royce, y'all. And we're just gonna ride out. Stacy said, I need to figure out my transferable skills. 30 years. I'm a little scared, y'all. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. We just broke down. I promise you, if you go, not today, but tomorrow, I promise I'm going to upload it to attractopportunities.com. You're going to hear exactly what I just said. I promise you, but I break it down there. It's a 3-step formula. I break it down on there. Okay. On figuring this out. The easiest way to do it is to put your job, preferably LinkedIn. Even if you don't use it, you all just go to the site, put your title in there. And the reason why I say that, because it's a platform specifically for professionals. So they have all of the industries. And if you Google LinkedIn Industries 2023, let me Google and see if it comes up and we can look at it together. I know we're running late, so if you have to go, Apologize, y'all. LinkedIn. Let me look up LinkedIn Industries. Zal, you tell me what you see. I know you have your computer. LinkedIn Industries 2023. And what this does, yep, it's out. I don't know. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna share my screen so y'all can see it. Hold on, I'm coming back to you. Let me share my screen real quick and then we'll get out of here. So just Google LinkedIn Industries 2023. Allow. Okay, y'all. So this is this is why I'm an advocate for LinkedIn. This is why I tell you all to be on this platform. Now, these are all of the industries. This is why I want you to plug it in there. Plug in your title. Just plug in your title. They have every single industry that you can imagine right now that's in the workforce, that's in the marketplace, right? This is actually what I use with my clients. And so this is how we're able to be, I think it was Clifford that's saying, where did this term come from? Laser focus. This is how we're able to get super targeted, right? I just wanted to show you. And all I did was Google LinkedIn Industries 2023, okay? It's a complete list of all industries, okay? And so, again, if you want to talk to me about this, we can definitely do that. I dropped my link. I'll drop it again here. And I'll help you map out a plan to transitioning and pivoting and how that works and how to get your resume and your LinkedIn profile laser focused and targeted. And the point of doing all that, y'all, is so that you can become the magnet, so that you can have people coming to you, right? Because what we do now, and for most of us at this phase of our life and career, we tired. We tired. We don't want to have to keep applying like Jay was saying. Like, what is going on? We don't want to keep looking and looking and looking. We have something that we can leverage, not like most that are just coming out of school or don't have the experience or have hopped around to different industries and different roles. We got something. So I'm a huge advocate of using what you have. But you have to be strategic and smart with it. And that's why I keep pushing you all to make sure your documents, because that's the first impression. That's the first thing how a person gets to know you. And with your LinkedIn profile, you can be found. But you can't be found if you're not out there. Right? You want to become a magnet. And you notice the website that I have is attractopportunities.com for a reason. And I've shared it before because I know it's possible. I know you can attract what you want. I know you can. I did it. That's how I know. And I help others to do that. So you can definitely do that. I know that's right. Stacy said too. I'm going with you, Stacy. We're gonna get Jay in this Bugatti because I gotta see what that looked like. And Teresa in this Rolls. All right, y'all. How we do? Was this okay? Bentley, you know, that used to be my favorite car, Stacy. I don't like the body of it though. The last one I saw it in the mall. You know how they have the cars in the mall? Sometimes just behind the little red rope. I don't like the bodies of those though. We're gonna get out of here, y'all. We did okay. How was this? Was this helpful, y'all? Hey, you know what, y'all? For those on YouTube, if this was helpful, can y'all give me a thumbs up? I keep forgetting to ask for that. Can y'all give me a thumbs up? I would really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. You're welcome, Miss Paula. You're welcome. Jay said, whatever it is, ride or die. That's right, fam. That's right, Jay. Ride or die. Ride or die. Oh, never mind, Zah. That's okay. I appreciate it. That's okay. I was going to tell you to look up, I forgot, LinkedIn, the industries, but we pulled it up. You're good. You're good. Thank you, though. You did? Okay. I'm glad you saved it. That's right. That's right. I need to be a magnet now because I'm tired. Right, right. Teresa said, I said I was exhausted. The burnout is all the way. I know that's right. It is real, y'all. It is real. Stacy said that consulting sounds very interesting. Yes, please. Hey, is that Susan over there on Facebook? I bet that's Susan. Hey, Susie Q. Check it out, Stacy. Check it out. Let's talk. Let's talk because you could definitely do it. And I put another little thing on there you can do on that training too. You like it? Oh, you have. You wrote in the what is it? The Rolls Royce with the stars, Stacy? She said, "Oh my." It looks amazing. It looks amazing. Y'all gonna have to come pick me up. Y'all doing all this fancy stuff. You enjoyed it, Nicole? I'm glad. Come back and see us. We here every Tuesday, right, y'all? We have a good old time. We just be kicking it. We just be kicking it. Ivana, welcome. Glad you're here. Come back and kick it with us. We just chilling. We just talk and help each other. That's it. This was good. Glad I didn't miss it. I got back in from my ears about 5 minutes. Okay, I'm glad. Very helpful. Okay. Hey, Jay Rich, you snuck in on us. Susie Q. A. said, I just started my job search for real. So you like, I'm for real this time. And I needed this conversation. Oh, I'm so glad it was helpful. Said for real this time. No procrastinating, right? For real. Oh, you rode in a Bentley and the seats hug. You're gonna have to come pick me up. Y'all doing all this fancy stuff. Yeah, that was my favorite car. I was like, one day. You really like it here too, Kelly. Thank you so much. Oh, you're so welcome. Y'all so welcome. Oh, you're working for Merck. Congrats, Sue. Congrats. Let me tell you something. Susie Q will get a job, y'all. You need to tell us your secrets. Susan. Quit playing. I know Merck got a lot going on. I'll be looking at the stocks, y'all. I'll be looking. Listen, I'm not gonna keep y'all. I know it's late and have to get up. I appreciate you all. Thanks for joining me. I look forward to talking to y'all. I really do. Luck. Susan said, listen, it was luck. Well, congratulations, hon. I know you're going to do a phenomenal job. You always do. All right. I love y'all. See y'all next Tuesday. Have a great week. Make it a great week. No matter what. Make it a great week. Have a great weekend. I'll see y'all next week. Okay? Take care. Bye. Don't forget my thumbs up, y'all. Bye.